Let's do it.
Welcome to a special edition of the world's greatest podcast. I am the world's greatest podcast host, Slider Sports Guy, joined by a few of my good friends. As always, we start off with the president. What's going on, El Presidente?
Y'all more distinguished now in his introductions.
I am.
All right, well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that later.
I'm fancy.
In the business, as always. Been a while. Let's have a good show, y'all. Let's go.
And then we got my homeboy, your teacher. I just saw that. Your favorite teacher's favorite teacher, L.com. What's going on, L?
What it do is your boy L.com, aka Beezy to Go, aka your favorite teacher's favorite teacher. Man, I'm glad to be back. Glad to be back with my people, and let's have a great show, man. Black history is our history. That's a nice look for you
there. Okay, well, I don't think that's. Oh, you talking about Shauna's shirt? My bad.
Yeah, definitely not your shirt.
My bad.
Definitely not you.
My bad. Speaking of Shauna, we have the richest friend of the show. Yeah, well, second richest friend.
Yeah.
Second richest friend of the show. The one and only S.Com. What's going on, S.Com?
What's happening? Sly and Brian, I'm glad to see y'all on this side or the right side this week.
Yeah, we was on the
I was sticking shut in list last week. I'm glad y'all doing better.
Pray for a brother.
Pray for you with you, brother.
Pray for me. Thank you, man. I missed y'all though. I missed all the RIP 28ers. Glad to see y'all back, man. Let's bring the noise like we always do.
It's been a long time since we've been together. I missed y'all.
Yeah, I missed you too, Carl.
It has, man. We've been off and doing different things, and people being sick, couldn't catch up with each other. Yeah, man. But we all back full strength, all up and rocking, man.
We
back, man. We couldn't do it yesterday because your boy was out of town, as you can tell by my fancy hat. Was out of town doing some rich white people stuff.
Well, they find a hat to fit their head.
Hey, man, it was personally made for your kid. Personally made for the kid.
Hey, he borrowed it from Cedric the Entertainer.
Hey.
It's one of his hats that didn't make the comedy show. He borrowed it from his,
we need to write this note. Next year this time, he got to bring that hat back out. It's not gonna be looking like a scarecrow.
It won't fit next year. This time it will not.
Be like Barry Bonds trying to fit that little bitty hat on his big head after
after the cream. After the cream, man.
All jokes aside, man. Look, nice hat, man. You look good on you.
Man, thank you. I appreciate it, man. I'm not a real hat guy, man. I'm not a hat guy, but I happened to man, I was blessed this weekend. I got to go to the Preakness in Baltimore. And the Preakness. It's a horse race, my friend.
Okay.
That's how us fancy people do.
We're gonna get you out more chance.
We go to the horse race. That's what us fancy people do.
Boy, say strip club.
But going to the Preakness, man, I never been, inside a horse race like that. I had an ex-girlfriend of mine. We used to go to her family used to go to the horse race down in Aiken every year. So I would kick it with them. But going to an actual horse race, sitting on the infield, chilling with the big money people, man, it was something different, man. And I think horse racing nationally, just be honest, it isn't a black thing. It ain't a lot of us that do it. But it was a fun time, man. I really, really freaking enjoyed myself. I enjoyed myself doing it, man. So it kind of make me wonder, something that they call doing white folk shit, doing white people stuff. it's like, damn, we missing out on a lot because we kind of see it as doing white people stuff. So I mean, what's some white folk things, man, that we miss out on that we should be getting into? Brian had something real interesting he did that I wanted to do, man. What's one of them white folk things that we can do?
Man, whitewater rafting.
Mm.
I'm not saying go out there with the real terrain now. It's more controlled, but dog, that's something I did with my youth group. And I thought, I was like, man, they got me going up here for the whole weekend during the summer. Man, it was something that I really enjoyed, learning how to whitewater raft and being out there on the waters and learning different things, man. Now, it was a lot of white folk out there. I think our group was the only black group. But it was fun, though. It's something that I would definitely, want to do again.
I've been on the Lazy River.
Yeah,
that's about it.
That's pretty white. That's pretty white too, though.
Yeah.
That about the closest I'm getting to them rapids, man. That lazy river around what Whitewater.
I went out to Lake Tahoe a few years back, and we actually went out onto the lake and did kayaking, and I'm pretty sure I was the only black person out there on the water.
My arms, I'm scared my arm with that kayak, and my arms might get tired or something. And I'll just be out there.
As far out as you go, you got to come back. So
that's what I know.
I had to be mindful of that as I was going out there. I looked back, and the land was real, real small. I was like, I think that's far enough.
But that's great. I think I did. We went on the inner tube down the Chattahoochee. Me and Camden did that a couple of years ago.
Oh.
They took us up to the top of the Chattahoochee or whatever up there in Gwinnett, and we rode the inner tube all the way down to like the city limits in Atlanta. That's a pretty cool thing, man. But it's just something different. We as black folk, man, we don't get out and do certain things. And it's like, y'all, man, we need to do that. Alex Wright just said, "What's good, lady and gentlemen?" I would say skiing. Yeah, that's definitely something we don't do.
That's something I want to do now. I don't know if I want to more so ski, or do I just want to go to the be in the area and see everybody.
You want to be in the lodge.
Yeah, I just want to be in the lodge. I just want to dress up like I'm gonna go and then just watch everybody else, dog. But I do want to be in that atmosphere.
So I will say this: I went skiing when I lived in Virginia. We went over to West Virginia to this resort, and it was interesting because it was fake snow. It wasn't quite cold enough for snow to cover the mountain, so it had fake snow. It was still cold, but not cold enough for the snow. So I feel like that's a little different too. Like if I want to go out to Colorado and do some skiing, where they probably got less likelihood of fake snow, I need to do that. But we did ski school and everything. They taught you how to make a pizza with the skis, and that's how you stop, by making a pizza.
Okay, something.
How athletic you gotta be to ski?
You gotta be pretty athletic. It's a lot of lower body because that's controlling you. Now I've listened and heard people say that they prefer snowboarding because you don't have to worry about your skis going all over the place on the snowboard, and it's really just, now that's for real lower body, but you controlling one thing versus trying to get two skis to go in the same direction. It's pretty tough.
Now, skiing took out Superman, so I don't know if that's one thing kind of held me out.
No, Superman died on a horse.
Oh, that is right. He died on a horse. It took out Sonny Bono. Died skiing. Ain't it?
Did it? I know it took out what's my man, Liam Neeson's wife in real life. She died skiing, like skied into a tree.
Can't get out the way quick enough.
So
don't do that, Chance.
And I'm from a tropical people.
Be bobbing the weave.
I'm from a tropical people. Tropical people, man. We stay out of the snow, man.
Stay away from the elements.
Stay away from the elements, man. I like to be where it's warm.
Man, see, we cut off so much, like you said. It's a lot of things we don't get to experience because we put ourselves in, a box. Well, I'm only going to the beach where it's got water. Well, it's more to life than the beach. But I got into the mountains and liking the mountains when I went to North Greenville. I was right
Okay.
in the foothill of the Blue Ridge Mountains.
Yep.
So, every turn, you got mountains. It would snow every year. We would get 1.5, 2 weeks out of school, didn't have to make it up. So yeah, it was cool. But I tell you what, don't get lost up there. Don't go. I ain't want to do it at night.
Not after
That thing look
dark.
a little different at night now. It's a little different at night.
Listen, I lived in Southwest Virginia for 3 years. The moonshine capital of the world was right there in Southwest Virginia, and there were some places I wouldn't go. They were definitely sundown towns, but those mountains up there, that's a different type of backwoods right there.
It's different. I was up there in Gowinsville and Liberty and all. I was like, oh yeah.
All in the Piedmont region.
All up there. It's just certain places, like you said, them sundowns, you don't get caught. If you got something to do, you do it early. Early. Yeah, man. But Slide, you got to tell us about your experience a little bit, man.
Oh man,
that's new for you. That's new for you.
He's brand new. Don't know how to act.
Hey, the only horses he ever seen was the ones that came over to the Cooler Fest with.
Yeah, that's about it.
That was it.
But what's crazy though? Real talk, they have a pretty big horse community here in Atlanta, man. A lot of that show you how much I know.
I got some horses down the street from me. They do like horse riding classes and stuff like that.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, man. In Atlanta, man, it's a bunch of black cowboys in Atlanta, and they ride down the street downtown Atlanta, man. Especially they had what was that thing on Auburn Fest? They had that last couple weeks ago, and they was riding and kicking in Atlanta. But that horse race, man, was something special, man. It was cool because it's gambling. You betting on the you're betting on the horses, and there's so many different ways you can bet. A lot of that stuff, man, I ain't know. I thought you just had to pick a winner.
Win, play, show, baby.
And you can combine different races. Like one race we picked 5 different horses to win the race, and then the second race we had to combine it with the next race, and we picked 2 different horses to win. So that first race, any of them 5 won, we was in the contention. And then the second race, we needed one to win. If one of them would have won off that $20 bet, we could have won $170. You know what I'm saying? So, but obviously.
It's almost like a parlay card, sound like.
Huh?
It sounds like it's almost similar to a parlay card.
Yeah, something like a parlay card. Something like a parlay card. But
you just don't know how much money was around there. Like, like you talking about that $20 bet.
That was nothing. That was nothing, man.
He now knows how much money was around him. I put money on that. So I haven't done the Preakness. I've done the Derby several times. But I hear the Preakness is more party scene than the Derby, which is crazy because the Derby is a good time. So I have to add that to my list of white people stuff to do.
Yeah, see, I said I was gonna go to the one in Aiken, and then they have one in Camden, the Carolina Cup, and one down in Aiken. I said I want to go to. I'm gonna start on the small level. I'm gonna stick with. Y'all know what I'm saying.
We ain't trying to go to the miniature horse racing now.
No, it ain't no miniature. Aiken and Camden known for that. No. Look at that, boy. You can tell the people with money. Look at change.
Yeah, that one.
We want to go see the real thing.
But no, Aiken is known for that though. Aiken is known for having horses that are thoroughbreds.
Yeah, speaking of gambling, y'all can go ahead and help us out. Hit us up on the RIP 28 Cash App, going $RIP 28 podcast. We need that. Need that to help us out a little bit.
No donation or no amount is too small or too large. No Diddy. No Diddy. So we take it all, y'all. We appreciate y'all support in any way we can get it.
Yeah, man. Alex said I never knew you could bet like that, man. Alex, man, it's a bunch of different ways that people can bet. They throw bets up, man. It's a bunch of different ways they throw bets up, and it's a cool experience. And then the thing is, man, you seen cats walking around, and the only way I can say is they walking around with dope boy knots, putting in bets, man. I'm talking about just all hundreds. What up, Damon Williams? We see you out there. They walking in with these big knots, walking up to the table, walking up to the the little gambling, because where we were at, they had a private gambling window. You ain't go to like the main one on the inside on the grandstand.
Tell us that you got money without telling us you got a little money.
They had
Look
video
at
games in there too.
He ain't gonna be able to go back to the same, LeBron. He gonna be real different now.
He already.
They got video games too that you can play in there.
Nah, wasn't any video games you play.
They got like some slot machines and stuff.
Oh no,
Brian, he can't stay at the Best Western no more. He's too good for that.
He upping it. Like my grandma say, he too upping and too big.
Mm-hmm.
Too big to stay at them places.
Ain't no more Ramadas for him.
I ain't never too big for the Ramada.
All right, Slot, could you go to that horse race with a $50 ticket?
Oh, what you mean a $50 ticket?
Is it free to get in?
He don't want to be out there in the pit. He don't want to be in the mosh pit.
Oh no, I'd never sit with the commoners again. I'd never sit with the commoners.
Where you wouldn't go. So it's fun because of the
experience. The experience.
Not necessarily the race.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to see the race, you'll go.
It was the experience, man, and I'm not gonna lie. And then we had a lady who was sitting at our table was a professional handicapper, and that's what she did. She picked horses or whatever for a living. So she was kind of breaking it down for us, the different ways that we could bet, how we could bet, who we could bet on. And now here go my shit. How you a professional handicapper and all us, and we ain't win no money. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, she might have won a little something. She just ain't win for you.
Yeah, sounds like y'all got fleeced.
She talking about she broke even.
That's what she told you.
But once again, I'm making $5 bets. You know what I'm saying? I'm making $5 bets, and my biggest bet was that $20 bet. That was my biggest bet, was that $20
big spender.
Bet. You know what I'm saying? But they going down there. You got like I said, you had folks with that thick dope boy knots. You know what I'm saying? You pulling dope boy knots out of a seersucker suit. You know what I'm saying? And they going down, they put down 500 on one horse to show up, 500, not even to win. You know what I'm saying? They just putting down bullshit. And it's like, ain't no big thing to me. And I lose 500. I'm holding on to that ticket hard. I'm at the gate, staying all the way on the ticket, staying all the way on the horse shit. I might get out there and ride the horse myself. I got 500 on them, but nah, man.
Don't ride that horse, man. Don't ride that horse.
So that horse ain't gonna win.
You gotta give yourself a chance.
You gotta get you a 120-pound person on that horse, not you, dog.
That might be too much weight. 120 pounds they might weigh too much. that might weigh too much, man. Because them jockeys is tiny, man. They
be
tiny
like 5'2", 105, soaking wet with the boots on.
And y'all know the first jockeys were black men.
Well, check this out. Something I found out by talking after the race was over. We got to go to the winter stables and talk to some of the owners of the horses or whatever. And one of the guys was telling me that South Carolina actually has a lot of black jockeys that come out of South Carolina. It's a lot of black jockeys, and it's like 3 of them who've made the national scale. They made the national scale, man. 3 of them who are really, really good, top of their profession, and they out of South Carolina. So
I don't know if they from Aiken or not, but I'm telling you, I was at you. No.
He back on Aiken.
I'm telling you, it's big down there. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
We didn't disagree with you, LeBron.
So it might be from around there, Sly. Because I know it's big down there. They got all kind of stables, and they was all up and down there by William Perry and them house and all that. But I just I didn't think of that when I was younger.
You have to do your
horse racing.
You have to do your research on the first jockeys that were black. So I believe it was more than half of the first jockeys in the very first Kentucky Derby were black.
That's what's up.
And they eventually ran black folk out of being jockeys, which is why you see they're few and far between these days.
But
that's what's up.
But my man, I was talking to a guy who owned one of the horses who didn't win. His horse ain't win, but he was in the big one. But he was telling me, he was like, man, yeah, it's a lot of, because I told him about South Carolina. He said we got a lot of jockeys from South Carolina, and he was like,
it might be from Aiken.
Yeah, okay. Damon Williams just said Oliver
Most likely.
Lewis.
You say who?
He said Oliver Lewis. Okay. I don't know if that's one of the guys, or I don't know.
He's from Aiken. Is Oliver Lewis from Aiken?
Why we keep? Oh, that's what LeBron was talking about.
Yeah, I said it one time, Shauna.
No.
But moving on. He said Oliver Lewis, so I'm gonna try to look him up and see.
But yeah, man, and I know it was some guy named Ricardo. He was telling me some guy, Ricardo. Tito said, what happened to Sunday night shows? Y'all ain't pay your Wi-Fi bill. Hey man, we was all out of time, man. We was doing big things, man. Doing big things, Tito. Doing big things.
Damon said that's the first black to win the Kentucky Derby. Is Oliver Lewis.
Okay, Damon, you better come through with the educational moment.
That's what's up, man.
This moment like this thing.
They know if they let us in, Slot, we gonna take over. Whether it's being a jockey, no matter what we do when it comes to sport, we gonna take over. We gonna take over.
We definitely gonna take over.
And one of them, and then they got a couple of foreign ones. He was talking about Ricardo. That's how I just looked up. He was saying Ricardo Santana Jr. He actually from Panama, but he trained in South Carolina. That's where he learned, in South Carolina. But yeah, man, it's cool, man. Man, I had a blast. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. It was a great time going down there, kicking it, man. Like I say, lady got us this hat, and I ain't even a hat guy. And then, something else though, it's the fashion show. The fashion show there. Everybody gotta be clean, you know what I'm saying? You wearing your little spiffy outfits, you know what I'm saying, you looking real clean, man. So it was man, it was a good deal. It was a good deal, man. You see the ladies with their fancy little hats on.
So you cleaned up well too, man. I gotta tell you, you was dapper, my boy. I gotta give you some credit.
You did look good. You did look good. Life is about experiences. So I'm excited that you got to experience that.
You wore the hat all the way home?
Say what now?
I said, did you wear the hat all the way home?
Oh yeah, I did. Cause
I know he wouldn't put that in no suitcase.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it in suitcase. I wore it through the airport, and then you know what I'm saying. And, you get, made you feel good about yourself though, man. People's giving you little compliments and stuff like that. White women was loving you. White women was loving. Made me feel like I was in college in Kentucky again.
Hey, you man,
nice hat.
Move on from there. Let's keep.
You always run out. It's always too far. You always go a step too far.
What up, Star? What up, Star? We see you out
there. Hey, girl, hey.
But though, real thing though, I would definitely encourage my people, man. We need to go and do what they call more white folk stuff. We need to do more white folk stuff, man. Kind of change our way of thinking, man. Get out, just do a little bit of different stuff, man. You know what we say, whitewater rafting, skiing.
No, I ain't jumping out no plane.
Ain't nobody say skydiving.
I ain't jumping out the plane or bungee jumping. I ain't going that far.
I'm cool
I am
on
willing to. Yeah, I'm cool on that. I am willing to broaden my horizons a little bit and do all that. I want to get into hunting. That's another thing I thought about, because what if we have to learn how to live off the land if something happened?
Well, that's
he ain't got no skills.
It's funny. I don't really consider that. I don't really consider that white folk stuff because I hunt.
That's country stuff.
Yeah, that's country stuff.
Well, not a lot of black people are have experience hunting. So that's why I said it. I know a lot of white folk that hunt. Now fishing, that's different.
Jen
Fishing, I know.
Holcomb said, "I skydive before whitewater rafting."
Well, you have fun up
Yeah,
there,
you
then. You have fun.
He's like, good luck.
Good luck,
Yeah,
Chuck.
good luck. Yeah, I'm not going with you.
Star said golf, man. I actually got to go and golf this weekend. I like the golf. I'm a golfer. I do a little bit of golfing.
Yeah, me too. I golf too. I got 2 sets of clubs. Gotta get me some new shoes, but I got my little Tiger Hood
You got your
stuff.
little fit, Tiger
I
Hood?
got my fits and my hat. So yeah, I do golfing too.
I took lessons probably, I don't know, 5 years ago and haven't played since then, but I have a set of clubs and everything. So I told myself I'm gonna take lessons again this summer and try to at least get some kind of swing going on.
Next time you're here, we're gonna go find us a driving range or a little par 3 and go play.
All right, bet.
All right, now.
Star said, what she said? She said gardening and plants. You know, our unofficial legal counsel on the Rip 28 podcast, D. Nicole Bates Davis. She said she's a big time plant. Oh, speaking of our official legal counsel, D. Nicole Bates Davis. She's on the podcast right
now. Star, my mom used to be a master gardener. She actually went through classes and got her certification through the Clemson Extension Program, and she was a certified master gardener for she probably got that maybe 10 years before she passed away.
That's what's up.
Money in that farming.
Well, my granddaddy was a master gardener. He farmed for a living. He had a farm. He farmed totobacco.
You thought, with the head start you had, we thought you'd do better with yourself.
Bruh.
We ain't had none of that.
Bruh, but see, my thing is you talk that trash. I'm ready if the zombie apocalypse break out, dog. Because if the Walking Dead happen, I know how to hunt. I know how to hunt. I know how to grow my own crops. If I got to kill an animal, I can skin the animal and cook it myself.
That's what I was gonna ask you. Can you do the call it, the dressing?
Yes, sir. I skin them, cut them up.
That's what's up.
Throw them over fire. Shoot, I can. Y'all know I used to be a cub master. If
anybody get hungry, they know how to do that.
Nah, it ain't.
You're like, I ain't gonna eat that part.
It takes talent to do that, Chance. It takes skill.
It ain't as easy as you think.
Cut them up.
And then, do you know how to start? You know how to start a fire with 2 rocks? I do.
Yeah, I did learn that. My dad used to take us, and the men out of the church used to take us camping every year, and they taught us all that and whatnot. My dad actually does a lot of gardening, man. He just had some baby carrots. He got some peanuts. He do tomatoes, squash. He do a little bit of everything. But I don't think he no master gardener. He think he is. He just in the hood doing a little something. But shout out to my pops, man. He been teaching me how to, like you said, get ready for that, building stuff and working with my hands a lot more. So yeah, shout out to my pops, man. Glad to have you around, old fella.
They keep talking about swimming, Black folk, man, we got y'all. Most of y'all got to learn how to swim, man. Y'all, especially y'all Black women, y'all don't want to mess your hair up, and they don't want to take swimming lessons.
I'll just go on record saying May is National Water Safety Month. So for those of you who don't know how to swim, I would encourage you to take swimming lessons, and I also encourage those of you that do swim to be safe in the water, because it's not just about knowing how to swim; it's about being safe. And I can tell you how I know if you ask me.
Yeah. Carol Hyman said, my dad used to the polo games with the horses. So I guess she said, used to go. Now I never seen the actual polo games with the horses. I wonder, Carol, where was that at, Carol? Where did they do
polo? I know
Carol.
Carol from the hood. Carol was on the main Farrow by C.A. Johnson. That ain't no real polo line. You just got some wild horses and went out there and hit the ball, man. Carol, stop that line.
Somebody was a couple of people were sitting on the back of some Dobermans.
Yeah, they ride some Greyhounds.
Last year I went to my first polo match in New York. We went to the Veuve Clicquot polo match.
Did you go to the
Liberty
polo
State
grounds?
Park. At Liberty State Park.
Did you go to the Polo Grounds in New York?
No, I just said where I went.
She said where she went,
We
man.
went to Liberty State Park for a polo match, is what I said. You can keep saying it,
Well,
but I've already told you where I went.
the Polo Grounds is where the Yankees used to play at. But
Okay.
the stadium's been knocked down. Okay, well, you're not a real.
Carol said her daddy used to actually play.
Okay.
All right, Carol giving us that history lesson.
And Allendale. Is her daddy black?
Yeah, he real black.
He real black.
He a real black man. That's my dog, though. That's my dog.
Mm.
Yeah, I actually seen water polo before. I thought that was kind of white. I didn't play now.
That's very white.
How deep is that
useless-
water, Doc? Can they? They can't touch the ground.
No, they ain't touching the ground. That's all
crazy.
core. That's
So
all
here's your little known useless fact for today. The water polo players have really long toenails because when they're underwater, they're clawing each other as they're kicking and swimming.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I thought you were gonna say they try to
Because
use
they're
like
clawing
pins.
each other as they're underwater. They're kicking their legs, and so that with long toenails they can scratch their opponent.
Keep them away from.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yep. Again, your useless information for today.
So I guess since they in the chlorine in the water, that disinfect.
Star had a point. She said, okay, real talk. What about saying mental health? We are speaking of hobbies, but let's get down to business. There's a stigma with seeing professional help in our community.
Well, there's also a stigma in our community of people coming on other people's shows and telling them what they're gonna talk about.
Can't mind the business, huh, Star?
That wasn't in our notes.
He got a one more. He said on yours.
Wasn't in our notes to talk about, but it is mental health month, though. It is mental health month, and that you do need to talk to somebody. You do need to talk to somebody. I encourage the brothers to get out and talk to folk. Talk to somebody besides your homeboy. Go and talk to a professional. I go and see a therapist every now and then, to get stuff off my chest, and to help kind of correct me and guide me in the way that I need, or get advice. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, though, man, it's just good to say shit. It's just, I know it sounds stupid, say shit, but sometimes, man, as a man, you gotta play the strong role. You gotta make sure that you make sure everybody else is okay. You got to make sure everybody else is fine and everything else is working. And as a black man, sometimes you got to bite your tongue on a lot of stuff. You can't get your thoughts out. And so it's really good for me to be able to go to a professional and say some of the stuff I really want to say and need to say and kind of just get it off my heart. And then also some of the deficiencies that I have in life, some of the things that I need to correct. It's good to have somebody who don't know you, who don't have any previous opinion on you, who can give you a fresh outlook and just talk to you and say, hey, this is something I'm seeing that you're telling me that maybe you need to check, maybe you need to work on. Now, my therapist understands I'm perfect, so I really don't have to work on anything, but maybe you guys can work on something.
You overpaying then. I will tell you that, Brian, I don't know if you see this with the younger students that you work with, but I will tell you that I feel like there's been a shift because I work with college age students. They are not afraid to seek mental health counseling and mental health services. And I think that there's been a shift, I would say, in the past, I don't know, maybe 5 to 10 years, with younger people recognizing and acknowledging, I got to break this stigma. I got to break these generational curses. And as such, I need to make sure that I'm talking to people, because these young people on college campuses are seeking, our mental health advisors can't keep enough appointments. They are booked from the time they open to the time they close with young people, young Black folk too, seeking help. So I'm hoping that trend continues, that people realize that it's not a bad thing, to Sly's point, to be able to just talk to someone sometimes and get a different perspective.
I'm definitely an advocate for it. I've gone to see a therapist before on multiple occasions. But the thing, to speak to your point, Shauna, with the younger kids that I work with, they have to have a parent to sign over, to give them the right to do it. A lot of them want to do it, but the parents, because of the stigma that has been, hung over mental health and seeing a therapist and everything, some of them are kind of hesitant and reluctant to do it. But the ones that has done it, they've been happy that they finally, seek the right help, because it's helped their child to grow into, be a better person and be a better them. So it's changing, slowly but surely. Slow progress is better than no progress.
Yeah, a lot of people scared to go, man, because they just scared to let themselves go in front of somebody. You know what I mean? It take a commitment. And I know, like, my insurance only pay for like 6 visits a year or something like that. So I ain't gonna waste two being clammed up and act like I don't want to talk to the therapist. You know what I'm saying? You gotta take advantage of everything you got. Like, they can't tell nobody. So get yourself right. It ain't that hard.
Yeah. But a lot of things, people don't want to be judged. So they're like, if I go, they're gonna think I'm crazy. They're gonna think I'm nuts. They're gonna think I'm such and such. You got to do what's best for you and yours. Because at the end of the day, that's all you can live for. You can't live for the opinion of other people, because no matter what you do, they're going to have an opinion, whether you're doing good or whether you're doing bad. So you might as well just take care of yourself, man, because your mental health leads to other issues. It leads to physical ailments, and you don't want to get into all that. So just take care of yourself, man, and don't worry about what people say. Just be
and no
you.
matter how bad you think you are,
it's always somebody worse.
They don't see worse.
It's always somebody worse.
I promise you, that's the first thing my therapist said. He was like, "Hey, ain't nothing you gonna tell me in here that I ain't never heard before, or gonna have me clutching my pearl and like, oh." He said, "So anything you need to say," and like Sly say, it's good just to be able to go and sit down and tell somebody. You ain't got to worry about it getting back in the community or whatever.
And I think it's huge though to sit down and talk to people and get stuff off your chest and figure out what's wrong with you. And I think somebody who actually need to talk to somebody, maybe need to talk to a prison psychologist, is your homeboy P. Diddy, Puffy, Puff Daddy, Daddy Love, whatever you want to call him.
Call him Daddy. You call him Daddy. That's you.
Sean Combs, man, this dude, man, they finally released the video on one of the videos on what he did, and they show a video of Cassie kind of running down the hallway trying to get to the elevator, and Puffy come running behind her, holding in just a towel, They get behind her and then smack her, throw her down. And while she on the ground, stump her while she on the ground, and then grab her by her hair and pull her back to the room.
Right.
This motherfucker.
I think the fact that in the video you can see her barefoot running down the hall, like trying her best to escape what was clearly a bad situation, and the way that she's got her stuff and she's gathering her stuff. One, that's not the first time that happened. You can't convince me otherwise. Right. If he behaved that way in public, I would venture to say he probably behaved that way in his home and in other places too. But I can't imagine being her and having that video come to life and having to relive that again, as people are now talking about you in this situation again, even after you settled and what you thought was put it to bed. I did see something today where folks were getting on him because he didn't say her name. I for one, I was not moved by the apology at all. But I saw a piece today that said apparently in their settlement from November, neither one of them can speak about each other in public. And the guess was that is why he didn't specifically apologize to her by saying her name. But I can't even remember where I saw that. So
yeah, why would he put that in his contract? He the one who paid the money.
But that's the thing, though. I think a part of the NDA, the reason that he probably didn't put it in there, she probably put it in there, because if it wasn't in there, he could be like, yeah, I wouldn't paid off Cassie. I ain't do nothing, but I paid her off because I ain't want to go fight the.
Well, that's what he said. He said, I didn't do it. He said, she's a liar. He said it was a money grab, and then turn around and this fake contract video and say, I apologize. Well, you're a liar. So let's talk about the fact that you lied and you tried to smear her name by saying she was lying about what went down, and she wasn't lying.
Tried to play it out in the court of public opinion is what he tried to do. So everybody gains a little bit of traction. But I'll say this, watching that video, it made me think of the mindset I would be in if that was my sister, my cousin, or a female in my tight circle.
Oh, he got to
How
go.
can you sit around? Yeah, how can you sit around, even if you're on his staff, how can you sit around and know that's going on and just sit there and say nothing or do nothing?
So I think the people who have been complicit, so those that knew and didn't do anything, I think there's a special place in hell for them. But I also am a believer that even if you are somewhat close to someone, you might not necessarily know what's going on behind closed doors. Let's use y'all for example. If you all had a friend who was subsequently arrested for beating his significant other, could I automatically assume that you all knew what he was doing? Like, did he come to you and be like, hey man, I had to smack her up last night? Or did you really not know? So I hate to jump to everybody around him knew. If they did know, it's a special place in hell for them. But I'm also not convinced whoever is close to him, and I'm not trying to identify who might be close to him, but I just don't know that everybody who knew them as a couple knew what was going on.
No, I'm definitely
I'm not talking about them.
I'm
talking
not
about
saying
like
that.
The personal
I'm only
assistants.
saying those that are around him, that person may not be a part of that daily life, that friend you're talking about. I get that. I'm simply telling those that may have known about it. Somebody knew about it, because that wasn't the first time he did it. If he did it then, he's done it in parties. He's done it around other people. I'm sure, if not physical, verbal. It has been signs that something has been going on. That's the only point I'm making. Not who may have known, because I don't know that. So I won't speak to that point. I'm just saying if they knew, it's messed up.
Now, here go a good comment. And I was talking to some people while I was at the Preakness. I was talking to some high rollers, and Carol Hyman said it was said he paid $50,000 to get rid of the video. How did it resurface? The overwhelming opinion of the people in the lawyers that I was talking to, the way that video resurfaced, I stunned it. Yeah, that was a subtle stunt.
Act like you've been there before.
I haven't.
Act like it.
I haven't.
But
what they said the people who resurfaced that video was probably the FBI. The FBI probably put that video out because he paid the hotel to get that footage. He had, the footage or whatever, and those people were paid and signed contracts, NDAs, not to put that footage out. But the FBI got that footage, or her lawyers had that footage and gave it to the FBI for the lawsuits and stuff like that. So what happens, they're trying to build a case against Diddy. They have to build a case against Diddy. And so what you want to do, you want to give as many public black eyes as you can give him. You want to make him look as bad as you can possibly make him look. And the thing is, now you can say, yes, he was a woman abuser. Yes, he threw weird sex parties. Yes, he's a weirdo. You can say all that stuff, but you're still going to have a lot of people in the population who be like, oh yeah, whatever. They're just trying to set him up. They're trying to set him up. But when that video came out, it's no arguing. It's no arguing. He's a problem. He's a bad person. You can't argue video evidence. So it's widely believed that the FBI or a law enforcement agency is who put that video out. So that's what they say.
We was talking about this earlier, and you know, with your experience and having a great time and being with the rich folks, right? The rich white folk, you saying that you can see why people go that route, like being Diddy homeboy, or you know, just Diddy having this power and think he can do anything he wants. You can see how people get caught up in that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's, you know, when you have all that money and you can buy your way out of anything, you can do whatever you want because people will fall over to you because you're the rich person, because you're the person who finances everything. Terrell Bright, Terrell just said, I think these ninjas really get a God complex or something and think they're untouchable, and that's what it is.
That's exactly what it is.
I really believe that too, man. It's like, that's so unfortunate. It's like you can do so much good with all the money you got, but you just like, hey, everybody bow down to me. You know what I mean? That's crazy. We don't know nothing about that either.
T. Bright, right. These Negroes get too uppity and think that money is gonna save them. But you still a target when you black can get money.
They do for a long time.
I was just about to say, we don't always have the right complexion to be protected to the extent that they protect folks that don't look like us. And the sooner we realize that, the better off we are. But how it usually happens is black folk don't realize until it's too far gone, and the fall from grace is so far down that there's a lot of times not a way to bounce back from that. Sometimes it is, but a lot of times there's not.
I'm not black, I'm OJ.
Star just said not only men, it's women too work lots of money. I guess worth lots of money, won't say a name. Yeah, that's very true, because I know one particular black woman billionaire who owns network. She kind of used me as a sex toy and had to sign an NDA because she wanted me to do weird, freaky things to her.
Okay.
Get very quiet.
Man, move on, please. Now we're in the lion segment of the show.
Hey. Hey, Carl, you always say it.
He done broke the NBA now.
And then he always goes too far. Like
always
goes too far.
I didn't
when
say
do
a
we
name.
get to the tall tale portion of the show?
I didn't say a name.
Golly.
Everybody slap in with made him sign an NDA.
Even his wife don't want nobody to know.
Wow.
Yeah, she kept it quiet as long as she could, ain't it?
She was like, I guess it's wedding day, I'll post a picture of him.
Gosh, I guess I better take a picture with him.
I'm gonna take his last name. I might as well.
But let me ask you a question though. What happens to Diddy now? What happens to Diddy now? Is he? I mean, and all this stuff about cancel. I really don't believe in canceling. I don't think you can cancel anybody because he has money coming from so many different directions with his producer's credit and stuff like that. You can't say he's canceled. I'm not listening to anything Diddy made because it's just so much stuff out there that you can't do that. But
they're gonna find enough that he'll be like R. Kelly.
Yeah, and that's my thing.
They're just gonna keep on going. They ain't gonna stop, man.
And that's the thing, because like technically R. Kelly isn't in jail for being a pedophile. He's not in jail for messing with young girls. He's in jail for part of the Mann Act. kidnapping, taking women across state lines for immoral purposes. You know, that's what he's in jail for stuff like that, but not for being a pedophile. So my thing is, what do they get Diddy on? How did they get him?
Like they got a lot to choose from.
I think if he's lucky, he lays low and he pulls a Shia LaBeouf in 4 years, 5 years, he pops up and he's like, oh, here's Sean Combs. We have not seen him for a long time. But I don't know that his ego will allow him to disappear. Like, let this thing ride over. I mean,
you seen that fool in the videos. You seen that fool in all the videos. He ain't gonna sit quiet.
But if he can't do that, I don't know that this ends in his favor. I don't know that. Now, I will say this, and it may be unpopular opinion, but Black folk are some of the most forgiving people on the face of this earth.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, we have a tendency to allow folks to come back to us, and we also, and I'm using a broad brush here. Black folk will say, well, I can separate the man from his craft. So to Sly's point, I'm not going to cancel the music or the influence or any of that stuff because I can separate that from the man and what he did. And I think it remains to be seen what happens from here. I mean, because up until the video came out, people were calling her a liar and saying that she was really just out to get money.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't believe her at all, called her all kinds of names. And then you got the people who were like, well, what about so-and-so? If they got Diddy, what about so-and-so? To me, those are people who will walk into an age benefit and go, well, what about cancer? Why start raising money for cancer?
All lives matter.
Like, why can't we let this be this and let that be that? And stop trying to say, well, if you're going to do this, why not go over here and get this person? That person should also be got. That we shouldn't excuse behavior because somebody else got away with that behavior.
Yeah,
that's right.
I think you need to go ahead and pull a Russell Simmons and just go on the ballot, get the hell away, get the hell away, and just stay.
That's what it looked like he was in that video. It looked like he was over in Bali.
he was in an undisclosed location.
You know, he need just get the hell on, man. He need to get the hell on and say, man, you done made you enough money in life to be rich. You done did whatever you need to do, man. Society will be better if you go away somewhere. Society will be better.
Look at Jaguar Wright and Lorianne Gibson, who all told stories about him and his behavior and what he did to them. And everybody called Jaguar Wright a liar. She a liar. We can't trust her. We can't believe her. And it is infuriating that Black women aren't believed when they come forward and say something. Now, mind you, I recognize that there are a lot of liars, but to out of the gate not believe someone when they say something, that's tough. That is so tough.
Shout out to my bestie, Dr. Bird Newman.
Well,
she said, correct BFF.
If it make you feel any better, if she would have said that about one of us, they would have investigated it. It's not Puff Daddy.
Yeah.
Like a regular dude, they be all over our ass.
Knee deep in it. But now they can't find nothing. I hear you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Puff, it is over for Puff, man. You know, and I don't feel bad for him. I don't feel bad for him. Seeing that video, you know, you can do a lot of things, man. You can do a lot of things, but beating on a woman like that, you know what I'm saying? That's ridiculous. And then he gonna think, not only do you beat her when she down, you stump her. And that's like
kicking her ass.
That's a rule, you know what I'm saying? It's a fighting rule, man. It's a fight. If you knock somebody down, you got them on the ground, the fight over. And you go and stump them, man. That's just God
and this
damn,
is
that wasn't no fight.
He treated her like she was somebody he didn't even know.
Yeah.
Like you are somebody off the street, and this is how I can't imagine how he would treat somebody that he didn't know if this is a woman who was with him for X amount of years.
I mean, you wouldn't even do that to somebody you didn't know, though. You know what I mean? Like,
would you? I can't tell if you wouldn't.
I'm just saying, as a regular person, like, you ain't just gonna go up and be like, just whoop on somebody that you don't know. You ain't gonna whoop on somebody that you love either. It's just, he's just crazy. do I?
Man, listen, when I saw that, dog, I just saw a female that's close to me, and I thought about, you know what I'm saying? That's triggering, dog. That's like crazy.
For sure.
So I don't know, man. I wouldn't want to be around that. I can't. If I saw that, y'all do that, man, y'all wouldn't be my homeboys no more.
Hey, Courtney, we see you out there. Appreciate it. Courtney shows work. But yeah, man, Diddy got some real issues, and I think maybe talking to a therapist, it might be a little too late. I don't know if it's too late.
I think he needs to
Hey,
talk to the
T.
judge.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
Hey, T.
Hey, T, who's that?
Look at Chance head, T. Just keep going, Sly.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I'm still lying. Dr. Bird Newman says, thanks for my shout out, Sly. You still lying. No, I don't know what I'm lying about, but
By
yeah,
Oprah.
I
Well,
tell
the own network owner.
yeah. But yeah, man, I just don't know, man.
I think it's to Tito's point. He said, "Where's his billionaire homie Jay-Z?" I don't know how tight they are, but I find it interesting to see who's not saying anything. Like there were a lot of people who came out again in his defense early on, and now it's crickets from them. Not specifically referencing Jay-Z, but there were a lot of folks who were like, "Yeah, I got Puffy's back. I got Puffy's back," and now crickets.
I'm interested to hear what's my man Young Jock got to say. Young Jock, you know, he does a lot of those Vlad TV interviews, and he was the one kind of defending Puffy. You know, he was.
Who's still interviewing Jock?
You know, Jock got a popular morning radio show here in Atlanta. He got a popular morning radio show, man. Matter of fact, my son went to school with Young Jock's son. He plays football. Young Jock's son was actually really, really talented, man. He got a scholarship to West Point. He might be going to West Point.
Okay.
So I actually got to sit in the stands with Young Jock, and he's a real active dad. He is a real active dad, man. His son is a senior at my son's school. I hate to put a label on he's a good dad when I don't know them personally, but he seems like a real active, good dad, man. He supports his kid. He supports his kid a lot. So
that's what they're
because he's a rapper, you didn't expect
that's what y'all supposed to do.
but I'm saying that's why I don't want to say, yeah, he's a good dad just because he's at the games, but you know, from what I can tell, man, you know, he seems to be
all right.
real.
I got a couple questions now.
What kind of hair Jock had?
So
he had a pressing curl.
He had the pressing curl. It was real slick. It was a short, slick hair. It was real.
He was wearing a pompadour.
So how old is that kid, Sly?
Well, his kid is a senior in high school. Yeah, he's
18.
Yeah, 17, 18.
And when the last time Jock had a song out?
I don't know.
20 years ago. He got plenty of time to be a good daddy now. He ain't making no song.
Well, you know, but he has a morning show here in Atlanta. He's a Young Jock in the morning, and you know, I don't listen.
Hours a day.
I don't listen to it, but it's a pretty popular show. It's a pretty popular show. He asked me one time why I don't listen. I said, I'm from South Carolina. I got to listen to the Breakfast Club. I got to support Charlamagne. So, but yeah, man. But he seems to be a nice guy, man. He seems to be a real nice guy. But I'm interested in what he's going to say, because in some interviews he had with Sean Prez on Vlad TV, he always says Puffy may be getting a raw deal. So,
well, let's see if he's man enough to come back and say maybe he was wrong based on the video evidence.
Yeah.
Like Thug did. Slim Thug recanted his support.
Slim Thug.
Like, yeah.
Puffy turned Mason to a preacher.
But you know, it's funny, Chance, you kind of brought it up on a previous episode. You was just talking about how nobody from that Bad Boy camp really does it. They had one album, and then just trouble happens right after that one album.
You take all their money, man.
Loon,
like,
Black
did you
Rob,
read your contract?
Mario Winans got the hell out of Dodge. Mario said, I'm out. I'm taking my producing skills and I'm out.
He said,
Hey,
I'm
Puffy,
from
did
the
you
church.
read your contract?
I mean, but you look at all of them, I don't know, people talk about what happened to his first children's mom, what happened to Kim Porter, what happened to Andre Harrell. It just, I don't know.
Everybody talking about a lot of men.
Shine.
Everybody.
Shine.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right, son.
Sean's someplace being a diplomat.
Hey, Shine CD was cold. I still listen to that today.
But he had to spend,
being a representative.
He had to spend 10 years in jail, though.
That's all right. He a man of the people now. They elected that man and re-elected that man.
Man, an Israelite.
Boy, you stupid.
He just said the band. Dylan.
She don't listen to Charlamagne. Why don't you listen to Charlamagne's?
That's why I asked you.
Yeah, well, I think he's riding. He rides the fence now. He's not as edgy as he used to be because he realized he got some corporate money out there.
The corporate money changed it.
So he kind of he changed up a lot.
He got vested interest now that he must protect.
So, but now I realize Jess Hilarious is now the renegade on the show now because she says some wild shit. She don't worry about who she talking about or what celebrity she gonna offend. Like Charlamagne right now, he don't want to offend any of his celebrity friends, so he keep his mouth shut on a lot of celebrity issues. But yeah,
right.
But it's he corporate. Damon said he corporate. So
can't mess up the bag. That's what that is. He ain't trying to fumble the money.
Sure can't.
Yeah. So well, man, Puffy. We got a special place in hell.
May you have the day that you deserve.
Get what you get, and you don't throw a fit.
It's coming. It's coming. It's coming to you. So
you sound like a teacher, Chan.
Can I get a red one? You get what you get.
And you don't pitch a fit.
So Puffy, your day is coming, Puffy. It's coming. So hopefully you understand. Don't drop the soap. Because it's
might like it.
It's coming to you soon, man.
According to some people.
I mean, I look bad. We ain't like that.
Yeah.
I tell you what, who having a field day with this is that dang on Curtis Jackson. He is having a field day.
It'll be going in everybody.
No Diddy.
He is having a field day. Shut up, LeBron.
I'm talking about Chan.
I know. Thank you.
I don't know that new stuff. No Diddy.
But the thing is,
I ain't gotta tell you no Diddy, dog. You know it's no Diddy.
The thing is, man,
50
has been having 50 been having so much fun with Puffy for years, just talking shit about Puffy for years. So now it is like all this stuff is justified. All is proven what I've been saying. Joni talking about take that. What up, Joni?
Hey, that man talking about 50 offered. Puffy had offered 50 to take him shopping. Come on, man. What's wrong with you?
Come on, man.
You got to earn them clothes. You go shopping with Puffy.
You gonna pay one way or the other.
Yeah, you can pay with cash or with never mind. Let me go.
Thank you. Your mama
I'm
watching.
gonna go too far. My mama watch. Hey, mama.
Ass, grass, or cash.
See,
somebody's got to pay.
Again, he's always just gonna step right on over that line. Wow. Is it time for the 90s block?
It is time for the 90s block. It's time to take a walk. We're gonna take a walk down our favorite block, the 90s block. What we do in the 90s block, man, we take something from the 90s and then we talk about it. This time we're gonna talk about TB bombs in the 90s. TB bombs. we might not. This might not be first tier TV moms. We're gonna talk about maybe second tier.
We on the B side of the TV
B side, man. And we're gonna start off the first one. And what we do in the 90s block, you choose a TV mom, which one you think is the best out of these. And we'll start off with D from Moesha, played by actually Emmy Award winning Cheryl Lee Ralph, won an Emmy from Abbott Elementary. We will talk about a woman I used to be in love with, Jackie from Sister Sister. Jackie Harry. I don't even know Jackie. What was Jackie's name on Sister Sister?
Lisa.
And we will talk about Jerry, Suzanne Douglas from The Parenthood.
The late Suzanne
Douglas. Which one do you choose as the best TV mom? Jerry, Lisa, or D?
I'm gonna step out there and say Lisa, because their living arrangement was weird.
Yeah.
it took a lot for her. You know what I'm saying? So it was a little different. So I'm gonna go with Lisa. It was still kind of calm in the house and somewhat orderly with that crazy living arrangement. So I'm gonna go with Lisa.
I'm gonna go with D from Moesha, because I just always been a fan of Cheryl Lee Ralph. I just think she's always been a top-notch actress, and so I've always been a fan of her. So I'm gonna go with D.
She has been a top-notch actress, and also D should have smacked Moesha in her mouth early on in that series. So she had the patience of Job, the way Moesha sassed off at her.
Not sass, don't you sass.
I'm going D too.
Don't you sass. Don't you sass.
She was smelling herself, as the old folks say.
What about you, Cobb? Did you say somebody?
She just said D.
You said D? Oh, my bad.
You just not listening to me at all? Okay.
At all.
Great.
Okay, my
You gotta
bad.
take the hat off in here. Listen.
El Presidente. Who do you choose, El Presidente?
I'm gonna say it's a tie, man, because Moesha, them house kind of remind me of Broad River almost, where it was like so many kids of the same age lived in the same neighborhood, and everybody was coming over everybody's house all the time, kicking it, and it was a good vibe. But I thought she did a good job also. But then with sister, what was the boy?
Roger.
The boy. Was he the little brother or the big brother?
He was the next door neighbor.
He was their friend.
I'm talking about in the group, in the singing group.
Immature.
He was the oldest one. He had a little brother too, right?
No, him and Amarion ain't brothers.
Chance, what are you talking
They
about?
not.
Where are you?
No, man. Hey, Chance, get on with your story. See, that's why we don't let you talk for a long time.
You remember when we give you the mic, Chance?
I thought they were brothers my whole life. I ain't even gonna go on with my point no more.
Yeah, don't go on. We're gonna move on.
Thank you.
We don't think you had one.
A tie between what?
Both the mamas.
It was three mamas, Chance. We had three choices.
Them two mamas.
Which two? Which two?
Sister, and
Lisa.
Right. Never mind. Never mind.
Lisa and D.
We good without you.
Shut up.
So I think D's gonna win. I think D's gonna win on this one right here, man. Man, but you know what though? Suzanne Douglas ain't getting no vote. Did y'all watch Parenthood?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really watch Parenthood.
The little fat boy was funny, and then Wendell was on there. His name was Wendell on the show. Faison Love.
Yeah. Yep. He don't like Robert Townsend anymore. He don't.
Wow, Robert Townsend ain't pay him.
Something like that.
It's usually money when people fall out like that.
He did an interview with on Willie D podcast. He did an interview and explain
really?
why he ain't like Robert Townsend.
Ghetto boys.
So yeah, so I guess we go with D1. This D1.
Neil Carter wasn't in the 90s, was she? Neil Carter was in the 80s, ain't he?
Neil Carter ain't
Man.
had no kids on no
Hey,
show.
She took
Yeah.
care of him.
She had Joey. Come on, Aunt Neil. And that definitely wasn't the 90s, Tito.
hey, so Marcus Houston and Omarion ain't bros.
Oh my God.
Hey man, let's wrap it up. I gotta go to work.
All right, it's been another great episode of the Rip 28 podcast. El Presidente, you got anything to say before we get out of here?
I lived a lie my whole life. That's all, man. Hey, everybody have a good rest of the week. Welcome back to the Rip 28 podcast.
L.commas. You got anything to say before you get out of here, L.commas?
Hey man, all I'm gonna say is summer's coming up. To all these parents, be parents to these kids, man. Don't keep them up in that house. Take them out, let them read some books, let them get out and stay stay sharp. We are way behind, so we don't have time for this right here to be sitting around in no house. So let's get them out and let these kids expand their horizons as we spoke about earlier in the show.
S.commas. Got anything to say before we get out of here?
Hey, love on your people. Make sure you reach out to the folks. Check on your strong friends. Check on your Black men. Let them know that they are loved. Check on your sisters. Let them know that they are loved too. And I said this earlier, May is Water Safety Awareness Month. Please be careful in the water, y'all. Take care of yourselves. Make sure you have safe swimming conditions. It's also Mental Health Awareness Month. So tap in with your mental health. Talk to somebody. Y'all can talk to me. You can send me a DM and I'll give you my number. And if you need somebody to talk to, I'll be that person. It costs nothing to be kind.
It doesn't. Right. It doesn't. Hey, this is the Rip 28 podcast. It's a podcast where a few friends get together and we talk about a few things. Some of those things you might like, some of those things you might not like, but we keep on talking about them. And now everybody's always said kind of a thing. This is the summertime. Bron said that you look throughout the comments, people talking about your kids will be home. Make sure they stay active. Make sure they do something, especially if you have high school age kids, man. If they don't have jobs, they don't have anything to do, make sure they got some stuff to do to keep them busy, keep them active, keep them going while you're at work. While you're at work and you aren't home and they're home during the day, but make sure you leave a box of condoms because they're going to be fucking this. In the summertime.
Oh, man.
Leave some rubber for them kids.
Happy belated 50th to Tito.
Yeah. Shout out to Big Bro. Shout out to Big Bro.
Fitted.
Shout out to him.
Drop and give me 50. Drop and give me 50.
He don't look a day over 55.
All right.
Love you, big cuz. Happy birthday,
let's smoke one next time I'm home, Tito. We'll hit up the spot.
Hey, we don't talk like that on our show.
Cigars. Thank you.
Okay, well, you need to say that.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you from Broad River. We don't know what you talk about.
Get out of here.
We can never be too sure with you Broad Rivians.
Hey, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you go to Spotify, iTunes, Podbay, iHeartRadio. Make sure you pull them up. We are everywhere. Make sure you listen. You can anywhere you listen to a podcast, you can check out the Rip 28 podcast. We'll see you later. We're out.
Omarion and Marcus Houston are not brothers.
Okay.